YouTube, what's up? I'm Tim, he's AC. This is the Kashkelly and AC Sports Report. We gave you the Steelers-Jets preview earlier this week. This is the Bears and Packers preview, NFC title on the line. AC, what's your thoughts on this game?
This is a absolutely huge game. There's a lot of hype on it, and the media is already going to make something out of it that isn't there. They're trying to have Lovie Smith twist his words into comments like Rex Ryan's and things like that, and it's not going to work because this isn't the Jets we're talking about here. This is definitely a rivalry game, though, and nothing less than that. It's going to be, I think, one of the best games we're going to see in a while. The Packers coming into this game, they are just red hot at this point. They destroyed the Falcons, shocked a lot of people, and while the Bears, they play the Seahawks. So.
Yeah, but they didn't exactly. That wasn't exactly a close one either.
No, it wasn't, but it wasn't expected to be.
Yeah, that's true.
But this is still a rivalry football game, and it's one of the bigger rivalries in sports. So I think we're looking at one of the better games we've seen in a while right here.
Yeah, I think for the Bears to win, this is going to have to be a low-scoring game because if they allow Aaron Rodgers to score points, that means the Packers are going to have a long time with the ball. One thing, I mean, the media is absolutely kissing James Stark's ass right now. Let's be real here. This guy had like 20 rushes for 60-some yards last week. That was not good. You know, last time I checked, 20 rushes for 66 yards is pretty not very good at all. So I don't understand where people are saying, oh, all of a sudden they have a running game. He had a nice game against the Eagles. The Eagles' defense was horrible, though, so that's not saying much. And, I mean, I just don't think the Packers do have a running game. The Bears have a running game, that's to their advantage, but what the Packers do have that the Bears don't have is an offensive line. And if the Packers are able to put Cutler under pressure, we've seen this year, he will turn the ball over. And when he's turned the ball over, it's been ugly, and it's been a tale of two different seasons for him. The games where he hasn't turned the ball over, the Bears have looked like probably one of the best teams in the NFL. The games where he has, they've looked like one of the worst. So it's going to come down to whether this Bears offensive line can hold up in my mind.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm going to say the same thing right here that I said with the Jets-Steelers game, that is being the Jets, if they can get four-man pressure and put Big Ben under pressure, they have a great, legitimate chance of winning this game, and I'm going to say the same for the Packers. If they can get four guys and get consistent penetration on this Bears offensive line, which, we've seen is their weakness, if they even have a weakness, it would be their offensive line, and they can drop 7 into coverage. I don't see. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is one of the better quarterbacks out there in the NFL right now, but there's not a whole lot you can do when you're getting pressure on him with 4 guys and dropping 7 into coverage.
Yeah, I mean, I think while the Packers are going to be able to put a lot of pressure on the Bears, let's not forget the Bears have Julius Peppers, who, in my mind, is one of the best defensive ends in the league. They got Tommy Harris. The Bears have a pretty stacked defensive line. It's a matter of whether the Packers' offensive line can hold up against the Bears. If the Packers' offensive line holds up, Peppers can't get the sacks. James Starks or whoever they have running, Brandon Jackson, is able to have a nice game out of the backfield, then the Packers could win this game in a blowout like they did last week. But if Aaron Rodgers is sacked 4 or 5 times, it might not go the Packers' way.
Yeah, I don't really see this being a blowout. I see it being definitely a lower scoring game than we're used to. I mean, the Packers have exploded with their offense, but they really haven't faced. They certainly haven't faced a defense that's up to the Bears' standards, the Eagles and the Falcons. But anything could happen. I mean, the Packers could keep going with this red hot streak and win this game fairly easily. But I just don't see that happening.
So you got the Bears in this game?
Yeah, I got the Bears in this game.
What's the score?
20-14.
Yeah, I mean, you think it's going to be a close game, low scoring. I think it's going to be a bit higher scoring. I think I got the Bears, or not the Bears, the Packers, 30-24. I think Clay Matthews has 2 or 3 sacks in this game. I think Woodson has a pick or 2. I mean, I just don't. The Bears' offensive line is not very good, and the Packers are going to put pressure on it like they've done to even good offensive lines, like they did last week. Clay Matthews is consistent. He has a sack just about every game, and against an offensive line like this, he should have a field day. 30-24 Packers in my mind. Even if they're playing in Soldier Field, I don't think that gives the Bears any advantage, really, because the Packers play out in Lambeau. The Packers have gone into two harsh environments in Philly and Atlanta in the Georgia Dome, and it hasn't seemed to fluster them too much. Rodgers is hot right now. Everyone on that team is hot right now, and the Packers really could have won that game by even more last week. If Greg Jennings doesn't fumble that one, he's gone on that. James Starks doesn't need to have a great game. He just needs to have some balance there, I think, and I think the Packers will win this game.
I could see it happening.
I mean, I'm not going to be surprised if it goes either way, really. I mean, this is a game where you take if the line's at 4 or no, I would assume the line's going to be at 3. Take the over on it. That's what my advice would be, because I don't think it's going to be that close. I think no matter who wins, it's going to be by at least a touchdown difference, maybe a 2 field goal difference, but more than 3. I'm Tim. He's AC. This is the Cash Kelly and AC Sports Report. Leave your predictions below. Like us on Facebook, Cash Kelly and AC Sports Report. Twitter, Cash Kelly and AC. Any of those sites. Email us. I don't know who emails anymore. But kashkellyandac@gmail.com. I'm Tim. He's AC. We'll see you later.